Alright, this is Weapon X Reacts and we're back with another video, and this is gonna be a review of Predator Badlands. And to me, this was a mediocre film, and it really shows that whatever kind of franchise Disney holds on to, they will destroy it no matter what, and that is exactly what I saw with this film. And I'm just gonna let you know that there will be a lot of spoilers in this review. I'm gonna break down the plot of this film. So, a young outcast predator named Deck travels to a dangerous planet to prove his worth by hunting the universe's ultimate creature, while forming a bond with a damaged Weyland-Yutani android named Fia, as they try to do everything they can to survive. And one of the biggest problems I had with the film is that the story was completely all over the place. And it really goes to show you that this is just Predator made for modern audiences. And I will admit that there were some moments in this film that were actually pretty good, but still, I totally recommend you do not waste your life on this film, as it ruined everything that made this franchise so good in the first place. Deck is a boring character, and while the actor does a good job with what he's been given, the biggest problem here is that the film doesn't give him anything else to work with, even if it tries to make him someone who is compelling and sympathetic, by portraying him as being an alien who was cast out from his family. And now he wants to do everything he can to prove himself by hunting down the most powerful creature in the universe. And to me, I thought his story could have been done a lot better than this, as it felt so generic and predictable. And not just that, but the way and how he was designed looked fucking terrible. As it really goes to show you that the people who made this film do not understand the Predator. And overall, I really did not like this character, as you aren't given the chance to really care about him, due to how poorly written this film is. And to me, it felt like an insult to everything the Predator was about. Fia was a forgettable character, and while Elle Fanning's performance was great, I just couldn't care about her as a character. And it doesn't save this film from being an absolute piece of dog shit. Also, I thought the PG-13 rating completely ruined this film. And to me, it did not fit what made the original Predator movies so good, and it's a great example of everything this film is. Just a generic sci-fi movie that has no idea of what it wants to be. And it really shows just what this franchise has become. Just another part of the Disney brand. Just like what they did with Tron, Marvel, and Star Wars. Everything Disney touches turns to shit. And that is exactly what I saw with Predator Badlands. And even though it was an entertaining film, it was massively forgettable. I thought the action scenes were just so well done, and this goes the same way with the cinematography and the CGI. And even though this was a massively flawed film, it's a whole lot better than Predator 2018 and Prey. This is the rating that this film got on Rotten Tomatoes. So 85% from the critics and 95% from the audience. And I am going to read out the reviews right now. So for the first one, it's a Predator movie for the Cocomelon generation. For the second one, Dan Trachtenberg, who earlier delivered a breathtaking film in the form of Prey, fails to create magic with an iconic franchise due to its outdated and predictable storytelling. For the third one, Predator Badlands is a fascinating direction for the franchise. It's a film that dares to find humanity in a monster. I bet at the cost of losing the fear that made the Predator legend endure. For the fourth one, it's a sanitized, self-aware spin on a franchise that used to feel raw and dangerous. For the fifth one, Dan Trachtenberg can't quite find balance between sincerity and fan service. For the sixth one, there have been worse Predator movies, and a couple of better ones than Badlands. What makes the latest so maddening is that it comes oh so close to delivering a fully satisfying entry. For the seventh one, Predator Badlands feels like someone playing a damn video game on an IMAX screen. There were also reasons to believe it would work as better as one. For the eighth one, a Predator for all audiences that strings together all the cliches of the current generic blockbuster. For the ninth one, in the wake of a film as fascinating and exciting as Prey, I was frankly expecting an equally unique take here, especially coming from the same filmmaker, and I just didn't get it here. For the 10th review, Predator Badlands takes one of sci-fi's most formidable warriors and uses it entirely. Pairs it with some child-baiting sidekicks, overloads it with CGI, and creates a rather lackluster movie that screams Disneyfication. And that is something I most definitely agree with. For the 11th one, a curious, half-successful mutation in the Predator bloodline. Predator Badlands wants to transcend the franchise's primal instincts. Instead, it proves that sometimes survival means knowing what not to evolve. For the 12th one, the sheer pointlessness of everything that happens subtracts the oxygen, and even Elle Fanning's imperishable star quality can't save it. For the 13th review, not only is this spin-off brand, but it also demystifies one of Hollywood's most iconic characters so wastefully that it feels tragic more than anything else. For the 14th review, the mystique of the Predator, what it was and where it came from, was best left to the imagination. The second you start pulling at that thread, the whole idea falls apart. And as I read these reviews, it's a great example of how bad this film really is. And to me, I have always thought that Dan Trachtenberg's Predator movies were insanely overrated. And I really don't understand why they are so loved by critics. And not just that, but it reminded me a lot of what Dave Filoni did with Star Wars. And the fact that some critics even said that they wanted a relationship between Thea and Dex is really fucking stupid. And it really shows that they will consume everything that Disney gives them. And later on in the future, they will forget about it. Because they are one of the main reasons of why no one gives a shit about what critics have to say anymore. Also, I thought the soundtrack was really well done, and I'm gonna show you an example of it right now. This film really did not need to exist. I'm serious. It felt so empty and hollow. Like, really, Disney should not be trusted with these franchises. Because they don't give a shit about them. Or you, as the audience. Alright. Let's do this fucking shit. Ooh, that's good. Man, whoever composed the soundtrack really knows what they were doing when it comes to this. Trying to make the Predator a sympathetic character is the stupidest thing they could have done. I'm serious. It makes the Predator not feel like a predator anymore. See what I mean when I said this film was made for modern audiences. The first Predator film was one of the most masculine movies ever made. And it's a lot better than this shit. I'm going to explain the ending of this film. So after killing Texa, Deck returns to his father with her skull as a trophy, and when his father refuses to give him the reward, Deck decides to avenge Quay by restraining him, and then gets killed by Bud. And after that, we see a large spaceship arriving. And just before confronting it, Deck realizes that the ship contains his mother. And to me, I thought the ending was okay, as it shows where this franchise is gonna go in the future. And to me, I just don't care anymore. I'm gonna show you the trailers of this film, starting with the first one. And I will admit that when I saw the trailer of this film, I was actually really interested in watching this movie, even if the design for the Predator looked really bad.
So this is your first hunt. You've come to the most dangerous planet in the universe. You're after a creature that can't be killed. The definitive apex predator. I could help you. Well, good luck with your journey. Here, you're not the predator. You're the prey. We might not be alone in this hunt. Welcome to the most dangerous planet.
Why the fuck do the critics like Prey so much? The film was absolute shit.
Who's trying to kill you?
I don't get it.
I need a hand.
Dan Trachtenberg's Predator movies do not feel like The Predator. They feel like some generic sci-fi films with no purpose in existing.
Something that can't be killed.
Stop making Dan Trachtenberg happen. It's not gonna happen.
We might not be alone in this hunt.
In conclusion, this was a terrible film. And it really shows just where this franchise will go as time goes on, and not in a good way. But despite that, it overperformed at the box office, making $82 million on a $105 million budget, which may end up losing Disney a lot of money. But still, this was a lifeless film that nobody asked for. And I totally recommend you watch the original Predator instead of watching this piece of garbage. And The fact that people were overhyping it, calling it one of the best Predator films since the original, feels so forced because they said the same thing from Star Wars and Marvel. And it's a perfect example of don't ask questions, just consume product and then get excited for next product. Because that is what Disney thinks about you. You're just gonna watch the film and just eat it up just because you're supposed to do. And that is exactly what I saw with Predator Badlands, and trust me, in a couple years' time, no one will remember this film because that's just what it is. It's just content with no reason to exist. And even if there were some moments that were actually pretty good, the film was just forgettable. And it really shows that Disney doesn't give a shit about you or the franchises you love, because if you look at all the films they made this year, they all bombed at the box office because Disney has forgotten what made them good in the first place by focusing more on agenda rather than entertaining people. And now nobody cares about them anymore, and to me, that's a fucking good thing. And I'm just gonna let you know that the next film I'm gonna be reviewing is American Psycho, which is a lot better than this film right here. Also, anyway, that's all I got for today. Go away now, and always remember, strike back like a weapon against wokeness.